Donald Trump is getting a ton of pushback right now by conservatives, by the right, by Fox News and stuff for having Jimmy Kimmel fired. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this, how, far in the future you're watching this, 5 years or something. Jimmy Kimmel was fired from his position as a late night comedian as a direct result of Donald Trump's administration, the FCC, threatening ABC with fines and not being allowed to do this merger and stuff like that if they did not fire Jimmy Kimmel. And the reaction on the right has actually been really fascinating. I want to start with this guy. This is Brian Kilmeade. Just listen to what he said.
The point is that Kimmel's comments went way too far for some television executives. Not for me, not for you, but for them. And they turned up the heat on Kimmel, the host, to calm down the rhetoric.
So he's making excuses for this decision, right? By the way, Kimmel is back. Apparently, he's been invited back. I guess we'll see what happens. But the damage was done either way. Kilmeade, this guy, said this just like 2 weeks ago.
We're going to give you or
he's talking about homeless people here.
You decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right.
Dude literally said, just kill them. This is a eugenics argument that this guy just gave. Just kill them. Just kill the homeless people. Lethal injection. There's no ambiguity. There's no ambiguity about this. And this guy is talking about how they made the right decision, or we have no right to criticize it, or whatever, for Jimmy Kimmel. Now, if you didn't see what Kimmel said, he basically said the right is trying to blame anybody but themselves for this attack on Charlie Kirk. And Donald Trump doesn't seem to care at all that it even happened. That's basically what he said. Not saying that the person was on the right or whatever, just making a statement about how the right is characterizing the attacker. And as a result, Brendan Carr, one of the writers of Project 2025, head of the FCC, threatened ABC with fines and not allowing them to do this merger with another company or whatever if they don't fire him. And so they fired him nearly immediately. And to my surprise, the right is not happy about this. There's division on this issue, surprisingly. This is Ted Cruz.
I like Brendan Carr. He's a good guy.
No, he's not. He's a scumbag who took part in writing Project 2025 and put all of this in it, by the way. All of this is very predictable.
Chairman of the FCC, I work closely with him. But what he said there is dangerous as hell. We're going to cancel ABC's license. We're going to take him off the air so ABC cannot broadcast anymore. And I got to say, he threatens it. He says, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that's right out of Goodfellas. That's right out of a mafioso coming into a bar going, nice bar you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Now, Ted Cruz has historically backed Donald Trump to a degree that just blows me away. Like, Trump made fun of his wife and said that she was ugly and said that Ted Cruz's dad was responsible for killing JFK and stuff. I mean, if you back Trump after that, you are straight up spineless, dude. I mean, my God, it's embarrassing for Ted. So the fact that he got Ted to turn on him was a bit of a surprise, but it was even more surprising than that. Check this one out. This is Ben Shapiro turning on it.
The FCC should not be threatening action against ABC or its affiliates or Disney based on Jimmy Kimmel being a jack. He's been a jackass his entire career. Social censure is perfectly appropriate. The blowback from the public, totally natural and in fact good, because Jimmy Kimmel is in fact a schmuck who should have been taken off the air 10 years ago.
He's not that bad. He's a fine dude.
I do not want the FCC in the business of telling local affiliates that their licenses will be removed if they broadcast material that the FCC deems to be informationally false. Why? Because one day the shoe will be on the other foot.
And there's the point. There's the point. One day the shoe will be on the other foot, and these people know it. And when it's on the other foot, every last one of these people are f***ed. They are going to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Pam Bondi, Elon Musk, Stephen Miller, maybe Ben Shapiro. I don't know. They are all completely and totally f***ed for what they have done to this country. Mark my words, it will happen. You know, Fox News has been doing this boiling the frog technique for decades. where they keep ramping things up and making it worse and worse and pushing people into more insane positions until they're screaming that Democrats are trying to kill them and all this insane, unglued from reality stuff. Not far off in the future, 2 years, 4 years, 5, 10 years, I believe we're going to see something like Spruchhammer courts, like they had in Germany after World War II. Every German adult had to go through these Spruchhammer courts where they answer a questionnaire, 131 questions, and they're asked things like, who did you help? When did you join the Nazi Party? Was it before or after 1937? If it was before 1937, that was your choice. You didn't have to do it until then. After 1937, there's a reason why people might have, because it was like a requirement. They dig through their lives completely. They tear it apart. They want to find answers. That's what they did with Spruchhammer courts. Did you support the MAGA regime before 2020? Are you a triple Trumper? I believe we're going to see that time sooner rather than later. And Ben Shapiro knows that we're going to see a time sooner rather than later when Democrats take control again. But he completely miscalculated the degree of rage, seething rage that exists in the populace as a result of Trump's overreaching. He has completely underestimated how horrified we are by what Donald Trump has done and by what Ben Shapiro enabled him to do. These people are sign up for my Patreon. I'd really appreciate that very much. It would mean so much to me. This is like a really precarious moment in history, in U.S. history, and for me personally, so it would mean a lot if you sign up for my Patreon. Check out cultarchive.org. I did a cult test, basically, where you can see if you're in a cult, and you can look at the historical tests of other groups that already went through this. Also, check out my merch. I have a whole bunch of really cool shirts and stuff. Really interesting. I would really appreciate that. And it's fascinating to see not just Ted Cruz, not just Ben Shapiro, but Tucker Carlson, and believe it or not, the head of the Liberty Council, even, a right-wing think tank, talking smack about what happened. Listen to what Tucker Carlson said on the subject.
You hope that. You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors.
Which is, he's talking about the Trump administration, bad actors.
To create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that. You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country.
Which is already happening.
And trust me, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever. And there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think, there is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul.
That is absolutely astounding that so many people have turned on him over this.
A human being with a soul, a free man, has a right to say what he believes. Not to hurt other people, but to express his views.
It's wild. I can't even believe we're seeing all the pushback that we're seeing now. And this is the head of Liberty Council, as I mentioned earlier. No, not Liberty Council. Family Research Council. Is that the one? I'm not sure if this one, it's Tony Perkins is his name. I'm not sure if he leads the organization that Josh Duggar worked for. This may be Family Research Council. I think that's what it is. Anyway, it's a pretty prominent Christian nationalist right-wing think tank, basically. Listen to this one.
Unless they're advocating for violence, they have a right to be stupid. And I understand what he said. It was insensitive. It was not funny.
Talking about Kimmel, I thought it was plenty funny.
It was stupid. But should we be now? I think the ABC has a right to do whatever they want to do. But I understand that it's possible that the FCC had their hand in this.
No, it's not possible. We literally watched it play out live on air on Benny Johnson's show.
I mean, I think there's a sense of decorum that we should have, especially when it comes to our leaders. But do we have that same for Joe Biden?
I think
we do as Christians. We have to. Yes. We need to respect our leaders.
Yeah, and the thing we need to watch out.
This guy is saying we need to respect our leaders after 4 years of screaming like a banshee that Joe Biden is trying to kill all of them or some other nonsense. Oh my God.
For and the right needs to watch out for, the administration needs to watch out for, is setting precedent to where the next in another administration future down the road is a show like this going to be censored.
Bro, the precedent's set. Precedent is set. and you are all f***ed. I mean, like, legally, I don't know about these guys. They were part of a machine, a propaganda network that led us to where we are. I don't know if these guys are f***ed. I don't know. But Pam Bondi, Elon Musk, Stephen Miller, they are. I believe that they are. It's gone too far now. There is no reversing course. There's no oopsie daisy. There's no I'm sorry here. They are f***ed. And it's a matter of time before it happens. Just keep a diary. They were eternally useful to historians to reconstruct what happened at the time, how it played out, how it got to that point. You know, they can censor the media. They can, and did in Germany, ban, you know, newspapers from revealing names of people or whatever. They can't censor your diary. Keep a diary entry and make note of all of the people involved in this so that they will face consequences for their actions.
Always my consideration in this is looking downrange.
Yeah.
How is this going to be? What precedent will this set? That, I mean, rules, procedures, policies need to be universal in terms of how we treat everyone. Do we?
No, it's a little late for that, isn't it?
Want to be treated that way? Now, I'm not going to be criticizing, you know, people who are assassinated or presidents. I'm going to talk about their policies, but could that be interpreted as criticism?
Yeah. Or even Antifa being labeled a terrorist group. I mean, they have, you know, there's some evidence for that. A lot of them.
No, there isn't. There's literally zero evidence for that, actually. Antifa is an idea being opposed to fascism. There is no Antifa group.
A lot of the
Right.
BLM riots seem to have Antifa people there stoking violence. But
Nonsense.
when it turns out you can just bomb terrorist ships that are called Venezuela in the ocean, and then you're labeling people terrorist groups, it raises that same question about precedent for the future.
I mean, a lot to pray about.
Absolutely fascinating to watch this all unfold this way, to watch these people reverse course. I just can't believe that it took this, of all things, for them to reverse course, honestly. I mean, this is a very, very clear authoritarian line, but so is using the military on domestic law enforcement. And they most definitely been doing that for a while, and these people didn't care. This is Donald Trump saying criticizing him is not free speech.
I'm a very strong person for free speech. At the same time, 97 and 94%, 97, 94, 95, 96% of the people are against me in the sense of the newscasts are against me. The stories are 97% bad. They'll take a great story and they'll make it bad. See, I think that's really illegal, personally.
It's not illegal. That's called free speech, actually.
I think that reporting has to be at least accurate to an extent.
And who determines what is accurate? That was the point of the First Amendment. The government should not be in the business of determining what is considered accurate.
It's 89, doesn't matter. It's a tremendous number. When somebody is given 97% of the stories are bad about a person, that's no longer free speech. That's just cheating, and they cheat.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Fascism. This is a complete destruction of the First Amendment, what we're watching unfold right now. Anyway, it's disturbing to watch, but like I said, sit back and watch. It is not going to go well for these people after Democrats take control again. It will not be good for them. And I don't believe a Democrat is going to be chosen unless they're willing to actually charge these people with crimes. I think Gavin Newsom would probably be willing to charge these people with crimes. You know, after Obama won, there was a serious, legitimate argument that George Bush should be charged with war crimes. There was a serious, legitimate argument that that dude should have sat in prison until the day he died because of what he did, because he tortured people with your tax dollars, because he pushed the Patriot Act, because he lied us into a war. And Obama says, we need to look forward, not backward. That's not going to fly this time around. We have gone too far. I don't believe anybody stands a chance unless they're willing to charge people with crimes and do something about what just happened. And seriously, heavily enforce consequences for what they just did. Tell me what you think in the comments.